3 minutes left with Jim Tucker. He's got to go back into a press conference. We pulled him away from that. He's surrounded by media. Jim, are you saying this is the most, in 30-plus years covering this, the most security you've ever seen?
Yes.
Okay.
It goes from blocks and blocks up and down the road.
And then we have a London Guardian reporter just walking on the beach sidewalk, he says, and they run over with machine guns and throw him in a police car.
Yes, they did. And as I said before, that's happened to a large number of media types out there yesterday and today.
Oh, so they mean business.
Many of the European media guys have been grabbed and held, guns pointed at them, screamed at, their films ripped out, or forced to erase their film and stuff like that. There'll be a lot in the paper on that very subject.
AmericanFreePress.net. When are we going to see some of your first reports on this?
Well, the paper that was being mailed today, Thursday, will have the report I filed, this morning your time. It'll have about a 500-word story on what little we've learned in advance of the meeting and some photographs. And then the full report will be the paper that goes to press a week from today. But I'm back in Washington.
Good, and we're going to have you on next week as soon as you get back. You're always gracious. And tomorrow at 12 noon, our time. At what time is it in Greece? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, now two final questions, Jim, here, and this is key. So you've identified the hotel. They've shut down a whole complex, though, blocks and blocks. We're getting reports that Tim Geithner is going to be in attendance, and even the Times of London and others are saying that his schedule is suspiciously empty and that this is the final meeting setting up the new banking infrastructure.
Yeah, well, Geithner was there last year. Secretaries of Defense, State, and Treasury always attend, as you know, as do high officials of the White House and other government figures. So he's definitely here. And Carl Bilk is going to make a speech about how to exploit the economic downturn to boost along the UN's World Department of Treasury.
Now, that's illegal, isn't it, to have sitting government officials at a private meeting in secret discussing and setting policy? That's a violation of the Logan Act.
Criminal Act under the Logan Act. And a lot of cute little liberals say, well, the Logan Act was passed in 1787 or 89, something like that. Well, sure, but it's still there. It's been amended many times over the years. That doesn't. That shows that Congress still favors the Logan Act when they amend it to tighten it up. But even if it had not been amended, it's still the law until it's repealed.
All right, one last question, because London Guardian reporter Charlie Skelton was supposed to be on the show. He's now in a police station. This is breaking news. I know you're going to hear this, Jim Tucker, but I've got to get this final question in unless your phone line gets lost or something. Any other key information from your Bilderberg sources about what is on the agenda? We know they're pressuring Obama to pass this gun ban treaty, and Obama's given speeches saying he does want to do that. Is that on the agenda? The global currency tax, the greenhouse taxes, the carbon taxes? I mean, what's on the agenda?
All of that's on the agenda under the program that we need, a united world action, global action on a global basis by global government. That's all on the agenda. It's being pushed very hard.
And this must be an important meeting if it's the greatest security you've ever seen. Jim Tucker, stay there one moment. I know you've got to go to that press conference, but Charlie Skelton, who was already picked up by police, and that's the London Guardian, and I thought got out of it, is back in the police station. Is he there reporting, or has he been arrested? I know you want to hear this, Jim, so stay there for a moment. Charlie Skelton of the London Guardian, have you been arrested again?
Well, I wouldn't say arrested, detained again. Yes, I seem to be making a habit of this. That's twice now in 2 days.
Jim Tucker's on the line with us and can get this out to the press conference he's about to go back to. Jim, do you have any questions for London?
I'll tell the guys when I get downstairs. So you're going to survive, Charlie.
Sorry, I can't quite hear.
It was Jim Tucker got me out of jail. Okay, tell us what's happening right now, Mr. Skelton.
Well, I'm being entered into the logbook again.
Okay, let me just say bye to Jim then. Jim, we'll talk to you tomorrow at noon, okay?
Very good. Good luck, Charlie.
Talk to you at 8 o'clock your time. Sorry about that. Jim had to go. Okay, I'm going to shut up. London Guardian reporter there, and under international law, let me just tell you, Mr. Skelton, in case you don't know, when they turn their lights on, you're detained. When they put handcuffs on you or make you go somewhere, you're under arrest. So they don't ever want to tell you that, though, because when it turns out it was wrongfully done, it would be false arrest. So they play a mind game, a Jedi mind trick of telling you, we may have forcibly taken you here, but you're not under arrest. You are under arrest. Now, you've been falsely arrested. Tell us what happened.
Well, it's rather embarrassing because there's the same police here again today who are telling me, I can't believe we're seeing you back here. And I was saying, look, I was just trying to photograph the delegates as they arrived at Bilderberg, which I was doing. I was trying to get a couple of nice arty shots, to illustrate my piece. So I'm doing a series of pieces for the Guardian website. I'm not a paparazzi. I don't have a long lens photo. They're detaining me because I'm standing at the side of the road with a little £50 digital camera.
Yeah, world leaders, 150, it's now 150 world leaders meeting publicly to set world policy. They now brag about it. We've gotten their documents. And you're evil with one of the biggest newspapers in the world. What, top 10 newspapers, London Guardian, in the world? You're there, and this is the freedom of the EU. Please continue.
Well, it's a little bit. I keep telling them. In fact, one of the policemen has been quite sympathetic, and he said, "Look, I appreciate. Look, I'm just doing my job. We're in a difficult situation here." And he said, "I hope there's a protest tomorrow." And he said, "It would be good if there was a different voice being heard." And this is one of the policemen here, because I do appreciate that I'm just being held by basically local policemen, who are. Who've been put in a very difficult situation, I think, by the sudden descent of all these people on this tiny, relatively small little Riviera town just outside Athens. And so I feel a little bit sorry for them, but I don't feel sorry for the fact that they keep telling me just nonsense about how I can't take photographs of things, and then they sort of keep withdrawing what they're saying, and they don't really have anything to say to me. They're just going through the motions. And, the very idea that I'm standing at the side of the road. Sorry, I'm just going to step to one side, sorry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just telling the policeman I'm not leaving. It's just slightly bizarre that I'm standing at the side of the road taking little arty photographs of a Mercedes-Benz as it whisks past. And then suddenly, there's another 7 policemen, around me, two of them plain clothes, and they're giving me the whole, what are you doing? Who's this? Give me your ID. What's all this? And I'm just thinking, God, what you're focusing on the wrong thing, and I do feel.
Well, Mr. Skelton, they're violating
for the police forces.
They're violating the Geneva Convention. They're violating every canon of a free press. They are engaged in criminal acts. So I wouldn't be so gentlemanly about it. I mean, because they're violating you right now. They're violating me. I want you to know that because I'm a journalist.
I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think they know what's happening here. I don't think anyone does.
Well, they've clearly been ordered.
I don't think the people in the street know what's going on. I don't think they know what's going on. All they know is they've got someone.
Charlie Skelton, London Guardian reporter.
Anyway, sorry.
No. I just want to make clear here to you because I've been in the position you're in for 16 hours before. Yeah. Sir, obviously they're compartmentalized. They've been told arrest, harass, track, trace, tail anybody that gets anywhere around the world leaders setting for the global government conference where they adjust their world government program every year. So did you know Jim Tucker's been shot at in Portugal? Did you know I've been death threatened? Did you know my wife's been called up and threatened when I'm at Bilderberg by them? Did you know that I've been detained for 16 hours and they told me in Canada that if they found a pinup girl of Betty Page, that would be illegal transfer of pornography? They searched all 3 of our laptops and thank God none of my staff or I had even accidentally visited a topless, site or something. I don't know what computers
don't. Well, check my laptop.
No, but don't give them the idea. Don't give them the idea. My point is that these are terrorists, and they were told to do that by Bilderberg. They told me they took me off the plane when I got there and took me into customs for 15 hours because Bilderberg had called them. So I'm telling you, this is a big news story that you're a journalist, I'm a journalist, we're trying to cover this, and you're now in a police station. But they're obviously letting you.
They're trying to remove me from the, from just being an interested an interested, concerned citizen, which is basically what I hear. It's what I'm being. I'm an interested, concerned citizen, and and I'm taking a couple of photographs on a little camera, and they're removing me from the scene. And it is just obviously this blanket policy of getting everyone away from it, keeping the lid on it, and and all these these massive limousines come in with the tinted windows, and it's crazy. It's one of the most surreal experiences of my life. This is the first Bilderberg I've ever been to, and it's genuinely surreal.
Well, Charlie Skelton, we're going to skip this break in case they come over and turn your phone off. We're skipping a network break, stations. This is not your break anyway, so it won't matter. We will take the bottom of the hour local break for everybody, but we are skipping this break. We're live at prisonplanet.tv. Forgive me if I get excited, sir, but, I'm one of these hot-blooded Texans. You're there for the second time. Tell us how this arrest happened today.
The one today, I was, it's getting towards the end of the afternoon here.